be hunting, but generally it's just birds. They, who were all spread out in the woods, they will come out in one little group over just 100 yards or so, hundreds of pheasants flying out. Okay, now, George Bush and the tyranny and the corruption, he's the guys beating the bushes. That's the term, beating the bushes. He's the guy making the noise, being tyrannical, admitting they're torturing, saying they're above the law, saying they're God, launching all these wars. They drive us, the pheasants, into the woods. They start closing the gap on us with Bush. Everybody gets scared. The recession starts. The depression starts. Everybody's freaking out. And then when they come out of the woods, we're all together running from George Bush and the New World Order. He's got a 9% approval rating in Congress. Everybody's waking up. They know the government's evil, and they want a savior. They want the open air. They want to get out of the woods and get away from this threat. And Barack Obama is coming out of the woods. Barack Obama is waiting right here with his people, with their guns. Okay? In fact, they got a big cannon pointed right at them. With birdshot. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. You see right here? This is very primitive drawing, but look. So George Bush, he's evil, he's bad, we know he's bad. Oh, my God, the media admits it. Oh, my God, what are we going to do? Total tyranny. But, he's doing it for our best interest still. They close it up. Oh, my gosh, we got to get away from George Bush. Oh, look, Barack Obama, he'll fix it all. We come running out, and there they are, firing on us as we run right into their hands. That's the bait and switch. That's the good cop, bad cop. But these guys work with these guys, and these guys work with these guys. And we, the American people, the people of the world, we're in the woods. We're the pheasants. How about we figure out the scam, and we just go into the woods and live our lives and not let them corral us with fake terrorism? That's another form of this, scaring us with fake terror, scaring us with economic collapse, driving us into the hands of the queen, of the boss, of the kingpins that ran the whole scam. You understand that, folks?
Yes. Hey, Alex, I tell people the story all the time, and I equate it to this, Barack thing. Once when I was in high school, I was robbed by a guy who came across me very nicely. He was working with another guy, and he came, hey, man, you all right? Man, and he came across very nicely and ended up that he was working with the other guy, too. So we can't be fooled by the smiling face and someone seems to be working in your favor when all the while, they trying to set you up for the okie doke. And a lot of people have got off the phone with me because, my friends and family, they hang up the phone on me or tell me I'll talk to you later, because I tell them I'm not drinking this Kool-Aid, man, and, I don't want to keep you. I want to make one point. I've been meaning to ask you this question for a long time. This is about Walmart. And on your site, you have a lot of sponsors talking about, growing your own foods and not dependent on the system for the foods and stuff like that. Now, I noticed something. Jordan Maxwell always talked about signs and symbols. Anybody that go to Walmart now should know that Walmart changed their symbol. And now it's like the sun, right? It's like the sun rays, and it has different things like that. And I want to know your opinion about what role do you think Walmart plays in the coming new era of things, the homogenizing of food and resources and things like that.
Okay, let me tell you, I've got to jump because I've got to leave in just about 5 minutes, and I want to take a final call from Kincaid and Betty. Call me back tomorrow. I love talking to you. Call me back next week. Walmart is now the biggest corporation in the world. They have close to 40% of total global retail sales, and it's more than half in the United States. Total retail sales. They're part of Black Ops. They admittedly have the FBI running them at the Walmart Distribution Command Center computer system in Fayetteville, Arkansas. They're doing forced inoculation drills there. They've had the military involved with them. We told people that a decade ago. Now it's come out mainstream news. That's the quick and the dirty on it. Going back to your analogy of the guy acting good cop, bad cop. One guy's bad, the other guy acts nice, and they rob you. I forget the name of the classic scam, but you've seen it in movies and culture. It may have happened to you in person. You see a woman in a parking lot running saying, help me, he's hitting me, he's beating me. And then you go, hey, mister, leave her alone. And then you put her in the car with you, and they put a gun to your head. And she says, pull over here, and her boyfriend gets in and says, you stupid schmuck, and they kill you or rob you. That's good cop, bad cop. And it's like this whole world is a New World Order carnival, And we're just leaving one ride run by George Bush, and there's a slicker guy in a conductor hat, big black top hat, and he's up there slick, and he's even talking bad. Don't go over to that ride. That's a bad game. That's a scam. Come over here and play my game. But it's all owned by the same carnival. So that's the bottom line on that. Let me just ask, is the job interview person here for me to talk to him? Go ask Mike, because a lot of times these people are late or they don't show up, and then I can even go longer. But if they are here, I got to end this in about 3 minutes. Let's go ahead and talk to Kincaid in Kentucky. Kincaid, you're on the air.
Alex, thanks so much for taking my call. I have so much I want to say. I don't know how I'm going to get to it. First of all, I want to start with Barack Obama. I can't be the only one that was about to have a panic attack watching this inauguration this morning. To me, it looks like Nazi Germany, in my opinion. All the T-shirts, the banners, the logos, everything like that. It looks he can speak very well, and there was another man that could do that as well. Getting off of that topic, I want to ask you one question I've been meaning to ask. The way I see this going down is 1984, Brave New World, almost a technocracy. Enslavement, basically. The digital TV switch. Do you have any opinions about that?
Yeah, all of that can be tracked better. All that can be traced better. The digital cable, all these digital computers is tracking and tracing everybody. The high-def TVs have been psych warfare designed. That's mainstream news to flicker and mesmerize people. Classical TV, with its lines per second resolution, did that in the studies. I've been inside the UT Psych department where whole floors are being funded by DARPA and the Pentagon just to test how to flicker rates with humans. They also have monkeys with wires in their brains testing their brain waves. I mean, it's sick, folks. It's all scientific tyranny, and Barack Obama is just a front man and a puppet, and I appreciate your call. What I want to do is, because Ron Paul's not coming up for 15 minutes. About 15 minutes into the rebroadcast Ron Paul was on. I want people watching and listening to be able to hear that when we go back to rebroadcast. But the Russia Today thing, it's what, 13, 14 minutes long? When we end this, we'll keep streaming at prisonplanet.tv so folks can see this. And you guys know what I'm talking about? And then when it's over, we'll cut to the Ron Paul interview in refeed, especially for internet stream listeners out there. Because the Russians kind of have a weird player they're using on their site, and a lot of folks can't get it, so we'll just stream it out for you out there on the web so everybody can see it. You can at least listen to it on audio. I don't have time to take that final call. I'm sorry, I've got a job interview. Folks here, I got to go interview. God bless you all. I'll be back tomorrow, live 11 to 3 Central. May go into overdrive again. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I want to thank the crew for a fabulous job and a very stressful day. Ron Paul's coming up. Mike Rivero's coming up. A bunch of other key guests. Did we ever get Luke Rudkowski on? Because he's going to confront MSNBC again and try to take over part of the live broadcast peacefully with his shouts. We'll see what happens to him there. God, I hope they get out of there with the great footage they've got, because I want to maybe Luke was saying I could put some of that in the new Barack Obama film we're making, which, by the way, talk about volunteerism. Get the film when it comes out in a month or two. We're rushing to make it, but I want to make it good. So much information. This new Barack Obama film, I'm not going to tell you the name yet, but that's coming up. Okay, let's go ahead and go to myself on Russia Today, and then Ron Paul. Stay with us. Ron Paul was on today.
Well, to comment on this historic moment in American history, we're now joined live on the phone by radio host Alex Jones. Hello to you, Alex Jones. Obama's pre-election campaign was focused on getting the U.S. out of the crisis, but this inauguration is the most expensive in the country's history in a time of financial crisis. Is spending so much money on an inauguration appropriate?
Well, look, the Anglo-American establishment is bragging in Newsweek magazine, the Financial Times of London. Henry Kissinger has said on CNBC television that they have orchestrated the financial crisis. The oligarchs of England and the United States are engineering this entire thing, so they could care less about $150 million for inauguration, a few $100 million more for 47,000 armed regular Army troops and police on the streets, turning America into an open police state. $150 million for his parties and his inauguration is nothing compared to the overall program that they're carrying out. Obama is betraying everyone. In U.S. history, we have never worshipped the leader as God. but our corporate media is saying this guy is basically God. They are trying to get the public behind all these unpopular things like $8.5 trillion stolen by the Bank of England and the Federal Reserve out of the U.S. Treasury in the last 3 months alone with the banker takeover bills. Even Bloomberg News admits War Powers Act has been declared. Congress has been threatened with physical martial law if they don't go along with this. Bush has passed the baton to Barack Obama. He's going to try to get international support to encircle Russia further, to move weapon systems into Russia,